is part of my research project that I did in Ethiopia. Primarily it was for my PhD research project, which was a documentary film, but within the documentary film I wanted to put themed still image sections throughout it. So something about daily life, Rasta iconography, etc. So the images that you see in this exhibition, there's about 45 images, they all come under a particular type of theme. So there's religious images of Ethiopia, there's the iconography, which we can see here, some images here. There's images that represent the Ethiopians themselves. So this image, for instance, was taken in an Oromo house in Shashamane of a young boy that we became friends with. Then the next image that you see along there is an image of a church that was taken in Gonda up north. So a lot of the images are representative of very different sections of Ethiopian society. So I travelled way up north and I travelled way down south and all places in between. I travelled by bus, so I saw lots of images that a lot of people who were travelling by air would never see. So I travelled on the local buses going throughout the country. So these images are under the theme of religion and religion ceremonies. So these images here were taken in Lalibela, where the rock-hewn churches are. This wonderful priest is on top of a mountain way up high, and a tiny little church that he has absolutely magnificent iconography and ancient. We then go on to some images of the Rastafari themselves and the Repatriates. So this particular image I think holds a lot of representation. We have the Rastafari man who escaped from 7.5 years of jail. He was convicted in Dominica of a murder which he didn't commit. A lot of Rastas were murdered at the same time. He escaped and came to live in Ethiopia. He's returned to the land of his ancestors, and he has given birth to his wife, gave birth to a beautiful, strong Ethiopian, African-born child. So I think that image really represents that strength and that pain within that same image. We also have other images of the Rastafari, one in an Oromo house we were visiting. This child his father is from Jamaica. He came as a 12-tribe repatriate, 12 tribe of Israel repatriate about 40 years ago, is married with about 6 children to an Ethiopian woman. We then have Sister Joan and one of her children. She returned. She was also a 12 tribe woman. She came with her husband, followed her husband there. They were sponsored by 12 tribe back in the 70s. She gave birth to 6 children and has 2 grandchildren there as well. So there's lots of images like that. The film is made up of a lot of interviews with the Repatriates, telling their stories, the positive and negative, giving a lot of advice to people who are interested in making that journey. Then we have things like this, which are basically daily life, just watching people going about their business throughout Ethiopia. I think I took that image in Gonda from memory. This was an area where people just had their little tiny shops, a lot of music shops around there, and just doing business as best they could. This is on top of another mountain. These are the Dorze people. So this is way down south. These people live in beehive houses and their whole life revolves around the fake banana tree. Again, even further down south in the Omo Valley, another tribal group living as they did thousands of years ago. So you have these very different nations, 83 different nations within Ethiopia, and I'm trying to represent, just giving you a taste of a few of those nations.